Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. Johnny Raines, we're right in the middle of the Round of Champions. Last week you saw the first installment of 3. Well, this week we got 3 fights on tap for you. They're going to be great fights.
They're going to be great fights, Mike. Perfectly even matched fighters stepping in the cage. First, you've got Mike Gates of Hell Gates versus Jake the Snake Paul. Mike, these guys practically look like brothers.
They look like brothers, and they have identical fighting styles. And then your main event, you definitely want to stick around for that because Donny Sleevehead Raines and Relentless Ray Perales. Wow. Johnny Ritchie, you don't get any better than that.
Absolutely not. Ray Perales coming down with his fast hands. Donny Raines with his slick submission. This is going to be one of these fights where it could go either way.
All right, baby. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. In the middleweight division, you got a couple of guys that look almost identical.
Oh, man.
And very similar fighting styles. They're just knuckle up, good wrestlers, get after it kind of thing. Mike Gates, the Mike Gates sweepstakes went on this round. He fought practically every week and just kept knocking people out. Who's he fighting, Johnny?
Hey, he's fighting a guy, JTS, Jake the Snake Paul, stepping his way in here, fighting at Ultimate Combat, fighting with Slam Inc. Wants to represent himself. Mike, he wants nothing more than to go down as the first official champion in this weight class.
He's been so close so many times in this cage in the finals. He's given us some great moments.
Yes.
Well, this is his chance to take it all home. Middleweight, nose bar, check it out.
Week after week, you've been knocking the competition out, dominating, beating guys. You make it to the point where you want to be fighting against probably the toughest fighter in this weight class. What does it mean for you to be representing this championship bracket, and tell us why are you going to walk away with the belt tomorrow?
Well, it means a ton. The belt means a lot. I'm trying to make a name for myself, and this is one way to do it. And with the help of Got Your Back, I've been able to train a lot harder and a lot more, so I don't know, go in there.
Okay, your opponent tonight is Jake, or tomorrow is Jake Paul. What weapons are you going to have to use to beat him, Mike? What are you going to have to do to step inside that cage and get a victory?
I got all the weapons. I got boxing, I got wrestling. I'm a tough dog, so I'm going to go out there and throw down and see what happens. So.
All right, Jake the Snake, turn the questions over to you. I've been training hard. Looking forward to a chance to get back inside this cage and fight. We know you had a loss against Justin Wright inside the cage at the fairgrounds. That didn't sit too well with you. You're upset about that, and it showed. You've been dominating since. Tell us, what does it mean for you to be fighting, representing this weight class as probably one of Utah's most toughest fighters?
Well, it means a lot. I really love this sport, and I'm trying to do big things in it. And this is my chance. This is my shot right here. So I'm gonna take it.
Going to take it. JTS, tell us, what weapons are you going to have to use to beat a guy like Mike Gates inside that cage? And then give us a preview, man, how excited you're going to be if you do walk away with the belt.
I'm just going to use my training. I've been training real hard with everyone at American Jiu-Jitsu Academy, everyone at Slam Inc. Just going to go in and do my thing, and it's my fight, it's my belt. I want it.
All right, let's give these guys a round of applause. Jake the Snake Paul, Big Mike Gates, shake hands, and best of luck to both you guys tomorrow. 2 fight poses.
That was quite a stare down, Johnny Ritchie. This is going to be a great fight. Jake Paul and Mike Gates, they look a lot alike, but Jake Paul's got a bit of an edge in the experience department.
I think so too, Mike, but I think week after week building up to this, I think that Mike Gates has earned his spot to take Jake the Snake on in this title bout right
That's
here.
a great point. I think he's made up for whatever longevity that Jake Paul's been in the cage. He's been doing it with more frequency, and it should be a difference. Jake Paul's 6 foot tall, 180 85 pounds, and not an ounce of fat on this kid.
Not an ounce of fat on this kid or Mike Gates. You know, I know Jake the Snake has been training really hard, working on his jiu-jitsu, working on his wrestling. The one thing about Mike Gates, Mike, is I've said it before, the kid's got an unstoppable takedown, and I've seen him slam opponents time after time.
Speaking of slams, his partner right there is a pretty good slammer. To all these guys, they kind of have very similar fighting styles, and how appropriate it is that they be walking him in here. This is a good, tough group right here.
Good, tough group of kids, Mike. Came down from the state of Montana, moved to the Beehive State specifically to fight inside the cage. Now they're getting the opportunity to maybe take home a title belt, Mike.
Well, that tells you how serious they are about it. They relocated to a completely different state than where they're from just to get all these fights in. At 5'11", 170 pounds, Mike Gates goes by the gates of hell.
Gates of hell.
Man, Johnny, I just got to tell you, I'm excited about this fight.
Me too, Mike. You know, this is a great way to start off right here, this section. These two fighters are going to be explosive and energetic, and you're not going to see these guys just laying on each other, that's for sure.
Well, both of them are very well-rounded fighters. They both have good stand-up. They both have good ground. They both have good wrestling. So to bridge the gap, it's really one of those situations where nobody really has the advantage in any aspect of the fight game.
They look like brothers in there, Mike. They look like they could be twins.
And they got their ugly stepbrother there in the middle, John Jordan, the referee.
This thing's about ready to get underway.
All right, John Jordan's going to get him started, touch of the gloves, and Jake Paul's just practicing on the air with a big left hand right off the bat, landed flush on the chin, was able to get in close enough to get the hips of Mike Gates, and Mike Gates took exception to that, landed a couple big right hands on the way down.
Well, I talked about Mike Gates having an unstoppable takedown, but Jake Paul did exactly what he needed to do, closed the distance, got him against the cage, and picked up a leg and got the slam.
Well, when you call it unstoppable, that's one way to stop it, is by getting a takedown on your own. You see the knees right there to the rear end of Mike Gates there. That can really be uncomfortable.
It can be uncomfortable, Mike, and if he knows how to place that thing, it can definitely cause some separation. Mike Gates is maybe kind of looking for a reversal right here, trying to trap that left arm and get a full mount position, but Jake's not going to let him.
Jake Paul has been in this game long enough. He knows what to do. He knows exactly what Mike Gates is trying to do, and he just keeps pulling him back off the cage here, not letting him get his hips up high enough to get a stand up here.
Get a stand up there, and let's see what the axe, John Jordan. I can barely see what's going on. Oh, there we go, right there. Gets right there and gets the... Mike Gates doing a pretty good job of fighting off the cage, trying to stand up.
This is a good battle of wills here. Mike Gates is determined. He knows what he wants to do, and Jake Paul has said, nope, you're not going to do that. They've really been jockeying here, and it looks like Mike Gates just might be able to get out here. He's got his hips up against the cage and maybe enough leverage to get out.
Well, you can see right there he's trying to maybe even do like a key lock or of some sorts, trying to trap that arm and maybe T-wrap it up. But Jake Paul continuing to just keep driving into him, trying to get that takedown. Back on their feet finally.
They are back up on their feet. Good thing John Jordan was there to stand in our way so he couldn't see what was going on. But he did finally get back up on his feet here, and you see Jake Paul has maintained the body lock, though. Oh, nice big knee there, Johnny.
Nice knee. He got that thing up there high, Mike. One thing that Jake did say he was working on was his kicks, was his footwork, working on his knees, working on the clinch. And you saw right there that knee was up around his shoulder when he threw it.
You know, I want to point out, though, that Jake Paul still does have that body lock. And I used to referee high school and college wrestling, and you wouldn't give an escape yet here because he still does control the hips.
Yeah, he's still controlling him.
And so right now, Jake Paul, from a technical standpoint, is still in control of this situation.
And you know what I like to see Jake Paul is he's foot stomping. He says, hey, you're going to put your foot there, and you're going to balance out. I'm going to stomp on those toes, and that's what he did.
Doing a great job inside here, both these guys.
They're just jockeying for position, Mike, trying to see who's going to get who to the mat first. We know Jake Paul did get the takedown earlier, and he's still got that body lock on, Mike, with 20 seconds left. I like to see these guys get separated and throw some leather.
Well, you say jockeying for position there, but Jake Paul doesn't want to give up position. He's got hip control here, and he's been able to throw shoulders. He's been able to throw knees. He's been able to throw those foot stomps, and he's been consistently on the attack here. Even though it's not very dynamic, he's been consistent on his attack.
Yeah, Mike, well, in my eyes, I think he's kind of done the things he had to do.
Absolutely. That was an exciting round one, but I guarantee you there's going to be more excitement when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed a great first round between Jake the Snake Paul and Mike Gates of Hell?
Gates.
Yeah. Johnny, two of the most evenly matched guys we've seen in a while.
Absolutely right, Mike. Jake Paul came out with a quick left and then got the takedown, pinned Mike Gates against the cage, took him to the mat. Gates punched away, but I think Jake the Snake controlled that first round.
He continued his offense, and it really seemed like Mike Gates was kind of trying to just get out of the body lock most of the round. And that was another rush right there by Jake Paul. Closed the gap, and that's exactly what he needs to do, as you mentioned early on.
Well, yeah, Mike Gates did land a shot as he was working his way into the clinch. But now that Jake Paul's here, Mike, we saw him before between his foot stomps, his knees, and his elbow shots. He's eventually going to get this takedown, I think.
Boy, he does get that knee up high, doesn't he? He's able to get all the way up to his opponent's head when they're standing straight up. Does a great job of that. He's really comfortable in this position here.
He is. He's not going to be chasing for too much, but right there you see, he's got the back of Mike. He's got his back, Mike.
He's a little high, though, and, you know, Mike Gates is very familiar with getting your hips up and dumping somebody off, but it looks like Jake Paul was able to get his hooks in and slide back just enough to control this takedown.
Yeah, he wants to flatten him out just like that. And Mike, this could be over.
Well, now Mike Gates turned in and stopped the choke there. He is making it real tough to get a finish here, but boy, now Jake Paul's in a great position to do just that. Start punching and really put some damage on Mike Gates.
Throwing arm bar. He's just got to get that foot inside. Oh, and he slips off. Mike, he lost it.
He lost it. Now let's see what Mike Gates can do from on top here. So far in this fight, it's been all Jake Paul on top. Wow, and look right there. Jake Paul's looking for a triangle choke. Man, this kid's getting slick.
Yeah, that's transition right there, Mike. Slipped with the arm bar, transition into a triangle.
Hey, Johnny, do you know the number to Market Street?
No, you know, no, I don't.
Well, when John Jordan gets back around here, maybe we'll have to check it out.
We'll have to check it out, give him a call. But Jake Paul, Mike, working on that. Mike Gates, so he's not going to give it to him that easy. He's going to fight to get it off, and he's almost got it off.
You know what, though, Johnny? That's another submission attempt, and Jake Paul has really been relentless in his attack. He's got to use guard here, and he's pulling guard. He's trying to keep Mike Gates in close to stop him from sitting up and landing big punches.
Well, the one thing I want to say about Mike Gates, Mike, is I've never seen him submit his opponent. I've only seen him either beat his opponent into submission or the referee stoppage or a knockout. I've never seen him actually technically put on a choke, an arm bar, an ankle lock. I've never seen him do that. So a lot of times his fights ended in this position, and he just wailed away.
Johnny, that's not his bag, baby. He wants to hurt you. He doesn't want to twist your arm around. He wants to hurt you. He wants to punish you.
Gates of hell. Maybe that's why. Bring in the punishment.
Interesting here. Jake Paul's going to have to do something to get out, looking for a choke and now to a key lock. He's been really transitioning well tonight. There you go. Nice reversal there.
Great way to use the cage. You see that, Mike? He put his left foot up on the cage and gave it a little push, and it helped him, gave him the momentum he needed just to roll right over into full mount position. He's got to end this thing with a flurry, Mike.
Well, he's landed 15 unanswered punches. There wasn't a whole lot on him, but it was a solid flurry, and it should clearly win him the second round, Johnny. So on my very unofficial scorecard, I've got a 2-0 Jake Paul in a fight that really is a little more lopsided than I thought it would be.
Yeah, me too, Mike. I thought these guys were going to go out. I thought it was either going to end with a knockout or a submission, but these guys are going into the third round, and both of them, they look like they're in pretty good shape. Look like they're willing to go another 3 minutes.
Right, seeing your Crush Combat Cam, that was the big takedown there, but a failed arm lock submission attempt is what got Jake Paul in trouble for a little while there, but eventually he was able to get that reversal, get back up on top, and finish the round in a big way, and once again, in my opinion, win him the round.
Win him the round. Full mount position, raining down punches right there. 5, 6, 7 shots, throwing elbows. The kid's doing everything he has to do to end this fight in the second round.
Well, we're going to have a third round here, and as I mentioned, it's a very unofficial scorecard that I've got running here, and we could be completely wrong. You never know how the judge is going to see this, but I've got Jake Paul up 2-0. Mike Gates really needs to do something here, but once again, Jake Paul closes the gap.
That's what he does. Mike throws a 1-2 combination, sneaks inside, gets his underhooks, looking for the body lock, and eventually looking for the takedown.
Mike Gates seems to be a little tired, and I haven't seen that in him before. He's usually in pretty good shape, but Jake Paul's been really pressing the action, and those knees to the body will take it out of you, Johnny.
Well, Mike, let's say one thing about Mike Gates. He hasn't had to go.
Baby.
Oh, nice!
That was a big takedown for him. He's got to do something with it, though. That was a beautiful takedown. Mike Gates just wants to hang on here.
He wants to hang on, not really. Maybe just catching her breath, Mike, because I was just about to make this point that a lot of his fights haven't gone into the second, third round. He's been so dominant in his performance that
look at this,
he's
Johnny.
beat guys
look at this. An attempted arm lock. It looks like Jake Paul trying to get underneath, sneaky, and look for an arm lock.
Wow. This kid never ceases to amaze me. Jake Paul, Mike, who would have thought, only a year ago or so was the first time he stepped inside the cage, and he's gotten so much better every time he fights.
He's come a very long way, but Mike Gates saw the arm lock coming, and now he's really making Jake Paul pay with some big knees to the body there. He's got his arm out and looking for a big punch over the top.
Yeah, that'll hurt you right there. Those shots to the ribs, man, there was nothing there. There was there was force on those things.
Absolutely. I mean, look, now you're seeing Mike Gates show what Mike Gates does. He punishes you. He hurts you. He hits you. He's busy. He's got to continue this onslaught, though. He's going to have to, again, have a really big round here to win this fight.
3 big overhand rights, Mike, right there that landed on Jake. Jake said, I'm just going to squeeze you I'm going to pull the old Jake the Snake. I'm just going to squeeze you for a minute.
Well, those were some big shots there. You cannot get complacent. Jake Paul cannot get complacent here because Mike Gates is really starting to have a very good round here in the third period.
He is, Mike. He's kind of turned it on. I think he knows. He talked about unofficial scorecard, but maybe in his mind he knows that Jake the Snake did the things he had to do in the first, second round to get the win. He knows he's going to have to knock this kid out if he wants to walk out of here with that belt.
Once again, John Jordan showing us his better side.
Flip off to the side right there, and Jake the Snake looking to maybe crop the body. Both of his legs, he's not really advancing too much, Mike, but he does have a hold of his foot. I'm not sure what he's doing there.
Honestly, I think he's stalling a little bit here and keeping his opponent in tight. John Jordan saw that. He says, you know what, I've seen enough. Let's get you guys back up, started on your feet, which I think was an outstanding call.
Yeah, good call.
And let's see now. We've got a little bit left here in the third period, and really, this is kind of a pivotal moment for this fight.
Oh, and another big knee, but a big head throw by Mike Gates.
What a great counter to that knee. He felt Jake Paul off balance, only had 1 foot on the ground, and really timed that perfectly. Got a big head throw. But Johnny, he's got to do something, or he's got to punish again. I think he needs a 10-8 round just to tie this fight.
Just to tie this fight.
And with no seconds left, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen, Mike. It's not going to happen.
On my scorecard.
I feel the same way. But Jake the Snake, you see, he knows. I think in his mind, he knows that he's got the victory too. Hey,
I never like to stall out a victory like that. If you think you're up 2 rounds to nothing, you never want to stall it out. But let's listen in on what the judges had to say, because they're the only score that counts.
The only ones that matter, Mike. They're the only ones that matter.
Judge number 1 scores it 29-28. Judge number 2 scores it 29-28. Judge number 3 scores it 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, by the white collar,
Jake the Snake Paul comes away with a big victory against a very, very tough opponent. You hear a bit of boo birds coming out here.
Hey,
makes you wonder what fight they were watching.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.igotyourbackrealty.com.
I know you're so disappointed right now, but this is your first loss out of like 10 fights, and you lost to a kid in Jake the Snake. Don't hang your head about that loss, man. You got in here and you did your thing. How do you feel about the fight?
I feel
Hey, and it sucks to lose. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It sucks to lose, but a lot of guys, they get a loss and they learn from that loss. Are you going to learn from this loss, or are you just going to give it up?
I'm going to learn. I got to train a lot harder. Got Your Back is helping me out with that, so.
Oh yeah, I Got Your Back Realty. They're stepping in big, helping you out, going to pay for your training. Me and Mike were talking about it. If you learn some jiu-jitsu, you might just be unstoppable, Mike Gates.
Yeah, I got a little bit, but.
A little bit, but not enough. Jake the Snake Paul's a tough kid. You lost to him. Tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Mike Gates, please come back and do this again.
Oh, well, I want to thank my sponsors, Got Your Back, Torsen Jeans, and Jerry Johnson Concrete. So.
Okay, well, you thank your sponsor. There you go. Hey, that's all right. You lost a tough fight tonight, man. I can't wait to see you back in there. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Global Marketing Alliance.
They need motivated sales associates looking to make a 6-figure income.
Call 486-4221.
Jake the Snake, you've been on the short end of some close matches. I cannot believe you guys are booing this kid. Hey, if you're booing right now, you're a clown. I got no business being in here. You guys are idiots, man. You guys disgust me. That's ridiculous. There's nobody who has
demonstrated a bigger heart and the heart of a champion, this kid right here. To boo him right now is asinine. You guys are idiots. Jake the Snake, I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, you know, that's great. You guys are idiots, man. I'm pretty pissed off right now.
What fight were these people watching? He controlled the fight the whole time, almost subbed him 2 or 3 times.
That was hey, don't let this tarnish a big victory for you tonight. Congratulations, Jake the Snake. You're the champion, brother. You're the champ.
Thanks, Mike. I just need to give a quick thanks. Global Marketing Alliance, Saab, and everyone out there. Thanks for taking such good care of me this round. I need to thank Apello. Also need to thank Western Interior Services and Players Club. Also, thanks, guys. Your support's great.
Hey, taking it home tonight, man. Good job. Jake the Snake has provided us with a lot of big moments in here and walks away a winner tonight, and no guy is more deserving than Jake the Snake.
No, absolutely not. You know, Mike Gates steps in here and fights a tough fight, but Jake the Snake ultimately walks away with the belt, and I'm telling you, people, it'll happen again. You'll see Mike Gates maybe get a little redemption next time they step in here and fight.
Maybe some people had to go take some judging classes. It was unanimous.
Unanimous.
It was unanimous. It's not a popularity contest. Jake the Snake's the champ. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. There were some extenuating circumstances that precluded Justin Wright from being able to compete in the tournament, and he's been such a great supporter of the show. Seven-time champion. We felt like we had to give him a chance to come in here and prove his worth. Who's he fighting tonight, Johnny?
Hey, he's fighting a guy that we don't know that much about, but the buzz is in the air again for Demarques Johnson. Training out of Elite, trains with some of the best guys. He's got a lot of jiu-jitsu, and he said his hands are even better, Mike, so I'm excited to see this fight.
I'm going to tell you, Johnny, he used to train jiu-jitsu at my gym, and he's got some really good jiu-jitsu. This is going to be an exciting fight for an exhibition match. Middleweight, no holds barred. Check it out. No pre-fight interviews from these two guys, Johnny Ritchie. These guys are going to do all their talking with their fists, but who really cares what these guys got to say anyway?
Yeah, who cares what these guys got to say?
More of us, less of them.
Let's just see these guys get in here and fight. That's all I want. That's all I really care about. Hey, Big J Mike, we've known this kid. He's been a part of the Ultimate Combat experience for time after time, round after round. What a good kid.
That hair is killing me, man. He's 6 foot tall, 175 pounds. Training over there with the Absolute crew with Rob Hanley and the group. He's in good hands over there, Johnny.
He's in good hands over there, Mike. Excited to fight, ready to step it up. He knows about Demarques Johnson, says this kid doesn't scare me one bit. I'm going to come out like good old Justin Wright, and I'm going to beat this kid at my game.
He's still got the ugliest hands in the business, but they're the most effective in the business. But the one thing he's always lacked was that jiu-jitsu game, and now he's over there training with Rob Hanley, and that hopefully that'll be the difference for him. But he is fighting a kid who is excellent at jiu-jitsu. Demarques Johnson here. They're really big on this kid over at Jeremy Horn's place.
Well, Mike, and that's why I think Demarques Johnson might just have the edge. Even though we haven't seen a lot of this kid, I just heard his jiu-jitsu is outstanding. We know that Justin Wright doesn't really practice a lot of jiu-jitsu until he went over and made the transition over to Absolute MMA. I know he's going to be better, Mike, but I just don't know if the timeline's been long enough.
All right, at 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, Demarques Johnson has the best skip in the business here. He's making his way around the cage. He's ready to rock and roll, Johnny Ritchie.
He is ready to rock and roll, Mike.
Look what a cool venue this is, man.
Oh, I'm telling you, Mike.
Great place
for
fights.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the TV screen, everything. It's great.
But these guys are ready to let some fireworks go off here. Lonnie Foster giving some final words here of advice to these guys. Make sure you keep it all clean. And both these guys are both gentlemen of the sport, but man, they're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, ready to rock and roll. I think Demarques Johnson, his game plan, Mike, is going to have to come out. He's going to have to take Justin down. What do you think Justin's going to have to do to beat this kid?
Throw that stupid left hand.
Throw that left hand that works.
Left hand.
How come it's so accurate? I don't get it. It just lands.
It lands, and it lands solid. It's accurate because you just don't know how to defend it. Oh, a big nice leaping right hand by Demarques Johnson to get this thing started. Seemed to wake Justin Wright.
Another one right there, too. Rocked him. Almost spun him around.
They say Demarques' stand-up is as good as his ground. He's supposedly a very good boxer as well. We've seen a couple of very nice punches to start this fight off.
Yeah, he's coming out, Mike. 1, 2, 3, throwing combinations. He's not just throwing one punch. He's, oh, man. Oh, there's that left.
We were looking for it. That's the great equalizer. Demarques Johnson showed great form in his punching right off the bat there, but that left hand found its way through his defense somehow.
I was going to say,
him.
that left left hand down to gap. It snuck through, landed right on the button, and sent Demarques right to his can.
And now he's falling. Now Demarques landed a couple of nice punches there. There's that left hand again to stop him in his tracks.
Just when you think you smell blood, you go after Justin Wright. That's when he connects. That's when he gets you. Now, this is what I like to see, Mike. Two guys getting in there, just trading it out, warring it out, punching it out.
You know what, though, to the layperson, you might watch this fight and you wonder how this kid wins because his punches are so ugly, but man, he's just so effective with them.
I tell you, if you think that, sign up and fight this kid. You think you got it, do it. Everybody's fought this kid, and most people have lost. So I'm telling you.
And I keep saying it. Maybe I don't know. He knows something we don't.
He knows something we don't. And I know that Rob Hanley did tell me I have been trying to work on that. I mean, how do you break a kid's habit if it works? I don't know.
Oh, a big kick there, just missing there by Demarques Johnson. I don't think you want to break those habits. I think let him keep doing what he's doing because, man, he keeps knocking people out.
Yeah, he does. He did a good job right there, Mike, not letting Demarques stay within his guard. He did a great job of using the cage, working his way back up to his feet, right where he wants to be.
He's an extremely strong kid. People don't know that about Justin Wright. He's extremely strong and was able to stand back up there with Demarques because of his strength, I believe.
Yeah, Demarques is kind of bouncing around, maybe losing a little bit of the luster that he had in the first opening seconds of this fight. Came out really firing, and a couple of those left hands will take it out of you from Justin Wright.
He's still firing off, but he's probably wondering, man, it's true. This guy ain't as bad as he looks, you know?
Yeah. His haircut might be, but he's not.
Oh, that's the worst haircut I've seen in a little while.
It's like a black, blue, shaggy top, weird deal.
I don't know. I guess they say when you don't understand it, you're getting old, but. Oh, and an attempted leg lock here. You know Demarques is keying in on that, and Justin was having none of it. Stood right up, and that's what I think training with at Absolute has done for him. At least he recognizes trouble when it's on its way.
Yeah, he jumped right out of there, Mike. He felt that he was getting in a bad position, and instead of sitting in there and settling down, he jumped right back out.
Justin is now beginning to tee off with that left hand, and Lonnie Foster's going to step in. That's going to be the end of the first round. An excellent first round it was. Johnny Ritchie, don't go anywhere because we got more of the Ultimate Combat Experience. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. Boy, Johnny Ritchie, if they're just joining us, they're missing a barn burner, aren't they?
Missing a slugfest, if anything,
Mike. Take a
Mike.
look at some of the action from that first round between Big J, Justin Wright, and Demarques Delicioso Johnson. I thought when I first saw that kick that it missed, but it looked like it landed, but he just lost his footing as he landed.
Just lost his footing, yeah. Justin Wright was willing to fight through it, Mike. And right here you see Demarques Johnson looking for a leg lock. Justin Wright noticed it, jumped right back up on his feet.
Tough round to score, but it was all action.
I don't want to have to score that. I'm not saying a thing. That was a hell of a fight. Hell of a first round.
You know, if you're looking from prettiness or technique, then Demarques won it. But if you're looking for effective shots, you got to give it to Justin Wright. And boy, Demarques is getting smart now. He says, I'm not even going to try to stand with this kid. I'm shooting in, and attempted a takedown there and paid for it.
Yeah, he did. And Justin Wright, Mike, seems to do a good job. He's got a great sprawl. And that's the one thing that Rob Hanley said that he did have was the fact that he's got good hips, and he's not going to let you get a takedown so easy. You're going to have to get a body lock on this kid.
You can certainly see how there was a change in strategy there where Demarques Johnson does not want to stand on his feet between rounds. Obviously, they made that adjustment. Now, this is where Demarques wants to be. He wants him in his guard where he can use some of his jiu-jitsu experience and look for a submission here.
Well, there's Justin Wright backing out. I mean, Justin Wright, get to your feet. Don't stay on your knees. Don't get back inside this guard. Don't fall for the spider technique.
He wants to throw that left hand again.
Yeah, he does.
And make Demarques pay every time he tries to shoot in.
Well, Jeremy Horn did a good thing at telling Demarques, hey, don't stand with this kid. I think it was a great move, and it was a great adjustment. Try to get this kid to the ground where you can submit him, because on your feet it ain't working.
If you've been doing jiu-jitsu all your life, and you should have that advantage here. You know, I'm seeing great hips from Justin. Really made that difficult, but right there, Demarques able to get that body up off the ground and a nice takedown.
Yeah, Mike, and this is where his game is going to excel. We can just expect to see a little bit of patience out of Demarques and then look for an explosive submission. That's the one thing about this kid is he doesn't lay him on real slow. He likes to explode into him and get him and really make you tap.
Demarques really almost made that takedown look a little too easy there. Boy, he just lifted him up and dropped him right down. And as you mentioned, being very patient here, not really trying to rush and do anything crazy, just trying to get in position here to finish this fight.
What is Justin doing? What does he have? Does he have a Triangle choke? Are you
What
kidding
the
me?
heck? Oh,
Are you
my-
kidding me?
Wow.
He had a choke.
He just got a tap from a triangle when he was cut wide open.
Oh,
John,
man, that is a cut there.
I got to eat every one of my words. I was just saying that how Demarques was being patient. He was looking for position. He left himself
Wide
exposed
open.
to a triangle choke, and he just cannot believe it right now. You can see the disgust on his face here. Look here in your Crush Combat Cam. What a great exchange, and I'm not really sure where that cut came from, but boy, he's in trouble. If this fight wouldn't have ended right here, it would have ended because of the cut.
Oh, absolutely. Bang! And then maybe that was the shot that did it right there, that overhand.
That was the elbow right there.
elbow right there.
His elbow's a slice and dice right there, but
Right
look
there,
right
bang.
here. I cannot believe it. He got a triangle choke on and a tap out submission here. Demarques now going to applaud this
Holy
because
cow.
Justin Wright deserves a round of
He
applause.
does deserve it. He didn't win it on his feet this time. He won it with a submission. First time I've ever seen that. Congratulations, Justin. Exhibition
Johnny,
fight.
we've
Wow.
seen it all, my friend.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Hey man, an exhibition fight, that was a great fight. You're relatively new to the UCE game. We've seen you around. You're training with Elite. You're training with some of the tougher guys around. You step in here against Justin Wright. He gets the victory, man. How does that feel?
It sucks.
It does suck. You know, but that's okay.
It sucks, but he's a tough kid, and I mean,
There's no doubt about it. You know, he's a 7-time champ. The kid has a winning record. He's tough. We had to get him a fight. You stepped up and said you'd do it. That shows a lot about you. Are we going to continue to see Demarques Johnson inside the Ultimate Combat Experience inside this cage?
oh, hell yeah.
All right, Demarques, tonight you were, go ahead. What do you want to think?
I just want to thank Bike Sellers and Statewide Bail Bond. Those guys helped me out a lot. Thanks a lot.
Taking care of you. Well, tonight you were good, Demarques, but just not good enough. I can't wait to see you back in here again.
This post-fight interview is sponsored by The Keyhole with their new location at 3460 South Redwood Road.
I never have to prompt Justin Wright to say a whole lot. I'm just going to turn the mic over to you. It's got to feel really good coming in here and seeing what happened tonight.
Oh yeah, I just turned 121, so I'm dying to fight all around, and almost didn't get to, but I'm glad I got my chance. And you know, coming to a fight, the way I figure, everybody always asks me if I'm scared or not, and you know, I figure if my opponent's not training, sending people to the bowels of darkness, I'll be fine, because I don't care if I get cut or knocked out.
Show the folks the cut. Show them the cut. Show what happened right there.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet, so.
It's a pretty ugly cut, but I got to tell you, Justin, that's a battle wound that I would be extremely proud of, because once again, you came in here and showed that really your game is just getting better and better in every facet.
Oh yeah, they were talking about a lot, this guy, how he's gonna outbox me and out-jiu-jitsu me, but I think I did both today. And you know, I'd really like to give a special thanks to GMA stepping in here for me last second, sponsoring me. Also Absolute Gym, Steve, Rob, all you guys over there who trained me. And I'd like to thank my grandpa. He drove all the way out here from Mesquite to watch me fight tonight. So.
Right on, welcome Gramps, and you got to be proud. Great job tonight, Justin. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Mike. See y'all later.
Johnny Ritchie for an exhibition match. That was one heck of a match. I hope it's a sign of things to come tonight.
So do I, Mike. If that's any indication the way the night's going to go, I'm sticking around, and I know the people are too, because, wow, that was a great fight.
We got more of those great fights, I hope, when we come back. Next up, a couple of guys who have undoubtedly bumped into one another backstage at many fight shows nationwide. I mean, these guys are both national caliber fighters that have fought all over the place, but they've never faced each other.
Until now.
Till now. Donny Raines and Relentless Ray Perales.
Mike, that's the excitement in the room right now. You have Ray Perales, quite possibly one of the toughest guys to come out of Idaho, and undoubtedly Donny Raines. He's had more fights than anybody stepping inside this cage. I think both these guys have someone like 30 fights. So to get in here together and mix it up, it's a dream come true for MMA fans.
Absolutely a dream come true. Welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
Every time you come down here, you seem to impress a lot of people. You step into the cage, and you're the real deal. Talk to the people about a prediction tomorrow. What's going to happen once you step inside that cage? Let us know.
I'm going to bring it. I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to keep my name. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring pain. I'm bigger, faster, stronger, and I'm built to hurt. That's the truth. That's the real deal.
Real deal right there. Relentless Ray, tell the people home how excited you're going to be, man, when you take this state. If you do win tomorrow, you'll be taking that Utah State Championship back to Idaho. Tell us a little bit about what's that going to mean to you and your gym that you represent.
This is personal to me. This title means a lot. Before my father passed away, I promised him I'd win a world title, and I'm honored to have the UC title. Take it home to my father, put some rest in my heart, you know.
Perfect, man, right there. All right, Donny Sleevehead Raines. It's your time, man. You've made it. You're here. You know, we talked the last time we talked. You said you were going to take a little break, and you had a lot of people worried that you weren't ever going to come back inside the UCE cage. Now you're back, stepping it up. What does it mean to be back and representing yourself in this weight class as the toughest guy in the state of Utah?
It feels good. You know, this hasn't been my best year of fighting. Like my last fight you guys saw, I took a lot of time off. You know, I damn near hit 30 fights, and I just kind of got to the point where I was done. I took time off. I've been training my ass off, and I'm ready to come out and fight my butt off tomorrow night.
Hey, man. Give us a preview, Donny Raines. How do you think this fight's going to end? How are you gonna beat Relentless Ray to take that championship belt home?
You know, I don't like to make predictions because anybody that's fought in the sport knows anything can happen. But I'm more than capable to beat anybody they put in front of me at this weight. So I'm just going to come out and I'm going to win the fight.
All right, Donny Raines, Ray Perales, shake hands. Best of luck to both these warriors. Let's get a round of applause for these guys.
Love lost between these two, Johnny. We mentioned, you know, these guys have probably passed each other in the back room of many fight shows, but they really just don't like each other.
They don't like each other very much. You know, there was a lot of smack talk on the forum all week long leading up to this fight. Relentless Ray coming down from Idaho, been absolutely successful every time he stepped inside the cage for UCE.
Well, he's beaten Steve Sharp twice here in the state of Utah, and he feels like there's really nobody here that can
really challenge him. No challengers down south is what he's told me time and time again. He feels that he is the toughest in this weight class, and he thinks one day he will have a chance to win a world championship title, Mike.
All right, at 5'10", 170 pounds, training with the Primal Tribe Fighting Club, and they're always tough when they come out of that group from up there in Idaho. Relentless Ray, no exception.
Yeah, Tom Supnett, KCU Scola, these guys are here to stay. You know, as long as we can get Ray fights with guys that he thinks might even be a challenge, he'll do it. But he said he's going to stomp Donny Raines out, plain and simple.
Well, you know, he's a funny kid. If you talk to him, man, there's nobody that talks more smack than this kid. He really lays it on thick, and that just rubs Razor the wrong, or Donny the wrong way.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see right there, the look on his face alone states, hey, man, I'm ready for this. I want to be in here. You know, Donny Raines, Mike, in the past, these past couple fights that he has had, didn't go his way. And I think that's really aided him, and I think he know that he had to go to the gym and regain his composure to come back in there and fight a guy like Relentless Ray.
Johnny, I think you and I both owe a huge apology, because a few moments ago we were saying that Justin Wright has the worst hairdo in town. Well, Donny Raines has to come out and prove us wrong here at 5'10", 170 pounds. The ugliest hairdo I've ever seen.
Mike, come on, it's the fashion. You get with the times.
Johnny.
That's these kids, they're wild and crazy.
Those crazy kids that you
they're wild and crazy.
Donny Raines is married with children. He just
yeah, you're right, but he's still a kid.
Kind of takes the pow out of it, you know.
Well, Mike, I'm just real excited to get this fight underway. Relentless Ray.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, Relentless Ray said that he was going to use his hands tonight. He's going to let him go.
He's a very accomplished boxer. I think he's had over 30 amateur boxing matches, and even maybe a couple pro bouts, I understand as well. The kid's got some outstanding hands, and boy, he looks a lot bigger than Donny Raines.
He does. I think he walks around naturally, you know, 15 to 20 pounds heavier. He sucks down the weight to step in here, whereas Donny is a natural at this weight class.
Donny's fighting up a weight class, and so he's right on the bottom of the bracket, and then Relentless Ray's at the top of the bracket. There is a bit of a weight disadvantage here. Donny Raines coming out here doesn't want to get underneath Relentless Ray.
No, Mike, he doesn't want to get underneath. He wants to engage in the takedown. He just wants to submit him, bar none. That's what he said. I want to get this fight over early, man. I got things to do. I'm going to try to submit this kid.
Just we say he doesn't want to get underneath. He shoots underneath Relentless Ray, and Perales doing a pretty good job of getting his hips back. And look at Donny Raines trying to climb up the body and make things miserable for him.
Yeah, Donny Raines is going to make things miserable for you. You know he's going to be looking for any kind of submission that he can.
Got an arm lock on Johnny Ritchie. He got it over. You're kidding me. Unbelievable, man. With 30 seconds into the fight, Donny Raines puts on an arm lock, and puts Ray Perales, sends him back to Idaho with a frown on his face.
Not just an arm lock. That thing was on so tight that arm could have snapped at any moment. Wow. Donny Raines, a little bit of redemption here for all the guys that got beat by Ray Perales in the state of Utah. Congratulations.
Well, Johnny Ritchie shows what we don't know, because a minute ago we were saying he doesn't want to shoot underneath this guy. He doesn't want to be underneath him. What does he do? He obviously knew something we didn't know. You see him in the Crush Combat Camp. He shot underneath and just was looking for that arm lock, and it was on.
That thing
no getting
was
out of that thing.
Tight. Sleevehead, you are the man. You're going to be leaving here with the belt, my friend.
Well, Johnny Ritchie, that's your main event, and what a main event it was. It was fast, but it was sweet. Donny Sleevehead Raines, really, really impressive people. Put the naysayers to rest tonight.
Hey, congratulations, Donny. Ray Perales, the gentleman and sportsman, lifted him up saying, hey, congratulations, pal, you beat me fair and square, no doubt about it.
One arm because the other one's hurt.
This post-fight interview brought to you by the good folks at Quality Inn Hotel,
located on Redwood Road in North Temple.
What the hell happened, Relentless Ray?
That's a good question. I sprawled. That was the whole game plan, was sprawl and get up. I got excited. I figured I'd just climb out. He started to pull an arm bar. I felt it. I grabbed my arm, started to pull out. I thought I had it free, and right when I had it free to make that leap backwards, he extended it fully and locked it out.
He's slick. That's what he does well, is submission. And you looked a lot bigger than him. I mean, you looked like when you sprawled out, I was like, oh, Donny's in trouble. He's underneath the kid that's a lot bigger and knows how to use his weight. And then you got caught in that arm lock. Is your arm all right?
It popped a couple of times. I wasn't going to tap, but I want to fight it here in a month.
Well, that's the whole thing is I know you're too proud to tap, and that's probably why you're nursing an injury right there, because pride got you there.
Yeah, pride does get me all the time. I want a rematch. I've just asked him right now.
What'd he say? He
says he wants a little bit of time off, but I'm going to coax him.
He does that. He takes time off a lot. He's like he's like a state worker. They work for a couple days and they take some time off. Hey, Ray Perales, you were good tonight, just not good enough. Thanks for coming down and fighting, man.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you, Utah.
This post-fight interview sponsored by American Bush, Utah's only 18 and over gentlemen's club located at 2630 South 300 West.
All right, guys, let's get a round of applause to Donny Sleevehead Raines. Sleevehead, say it for me, baby, say it for me. Give me the belt. Give me the belt, Sleevehead. You got the belt, finally. You fought Ray Perales, a tough kid. Dude, you might just be up for the fastest submission or knockout. You might win in a little bit of extra money, Donny Raines. How's that feel?
That would be awesome. You know, I told everyone I was going to take a long break. It's been 5 months. I already feel pretty good. I really needed this fight, to get, I needed it for myself because I haven't been, doing what I usually do. But the money I made tonight, and my family's going to have the baddest ass Christmas. I'm stoked.
Hey, we're proud of you, Donny Raines, for getting in and doing it against a guy like Ray Perales. I want to just say congratulations. You've worked a long time. You're probably one of the most, as far as longevity is concerned, you've been in the game for a long time, and it shows. You got the belt. Congratulations, Donny.
Thank you. I want to say a few things. First, foremost, my sponsor, Statewide Bail Bonds. Thank you for them for helping me out on short notice tonight. I also want to say to my brother, Matt, he may have lost tonight, but I want to say I'm real proud of him for stepping up and fighting a guy like Razor. It took a lot of heart for him to get in here and do it, and I'm way proud of him. And, I'm going to take a little more time off and spend it with my family, but I'll be back.
Don't take time off, Steve. Keep fighting, because we want to see you uphold this championship belt. Congratulations, you're the champ. Nice job.
Thank you, John.
There's a guy, Johnny Ritchie, who's had 30-plus fights, and he's ecstatic. And that says a lot about how big of a win that was and how important he feels this championship was.
Well, when you see a guy like that, Mike, that puts the blood, sweat, and tears into it, and he gets the victory, it gives you chills to see that kind of a story.
Great.
He loves his family. He has to sacrifice to train to get in here and win, but it's all worth it tonight when he walks home and shows his wife that belt.
Exactly. He probably won't take it off tonight.
He won't. He's asleep with it on.
We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
That's going to put a wrap on a great show, but it's only the second installment of 3 of the Round of Champions at the East Center, Johnny Ritchie. Man, next week it's going to get even better.
Well, Mike, we've got everything from the flyweights to the super heavyweights. In fact, all the weights in between. Mike, it's going to be a knockdown drag-out with your main event, Hank Weiss versus Derek the Gentleman Downey.
The Vice and the Gentleman. That alone should be enough to get you to tune in next week. You definitely don't want to miss it. But if you just can't get enough of the Ultimate Combat experience, get on the internet right now. Go to ultimatecombat.com. Johnny, what are they going to find there?
Hey, Mike, what they're going to find there is they're going to find just a lot of different things. First off, talk about our clothes.
This is the official UCE fight gear. Want to fight, got blood, you can go online, you can order shirts. They're only $15. It's a great deal. Come support the Ultimate Combat Experience. Also, Mike, you can get on there and you can talk about the fights that you just saw on our Ultimate Smack web form. It gives you an outlet to maybe give us your opinion on how the fights went.
You can talk a little smack, you can offer your opinion, you can get to know some of the fighters because they're all on there as well, man. You can ask them questions, find out what's going on with them next. But if you really want to get the inside scoop on what's going on in the Ultimate Combat Experience, go to the Gallery page and listen to the podcast. Johnny Rich and I run a little radio show. The podcast talks about all the ins and outs of what's going on in the Ultimate Combat Experience.
And if that's not good enough, every single Saturday night when we do a live event, you can actually log on to the Fight Club section of the Ultimate Combat webpage. Click on there. You can actually see the fights 5 minutes after they happen. We upload them. You can become a member, watch the fights almost in real time.
Be a part of the experience. Go to ultimatecombat.com and check it out. Hey, Johnny Ritchie, man, I can't wait for next week's show. Tune in next week on the Ultimate Combat Experience for the third of 3 of the Round of Champions. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.